everyone, this is Free Play Frenchie. Welcome today to my bedroom. Please try not to look too closely. It is an absolute tip, but today I'm doing it in here because the lighting is wonderful. Even though it's grey and miserable outside, I have a great kind of lighting from my window. And I thought I'd make a change because in my bathroom, the angle's not always great. It's a little bit echoey. It's not very good. So today we're in my bedroom, and if I like it, maybe we'll do our little chats again here. So I was just wanting to do a little bit of an update because things haven't gone quite as I planned in terms of future videos and things to say and all the rest of it, but I have started looking at computers and I'm really looking forward to Black Friday because that's when I'm going to get my computer, and then goodness knows what I'll be talking about. I'll probably be doing a lot of these because I really enjoy doing these videos now. They're the easiest to make. I get my views out and my points across, and they're just the most fun and they're easiest and whatever else. So here I am doing one today. Today's topic is why you shouldn't be worrying, because if you're like me, I'm a massive worrier. It doesn't take much. I don't have anxiety, thank goodness. I don't have anxiety, but I had a kind of a case when I was younger, where I really worried about the weather. And it would keep me up all night. Thunderstorms, windiness, when it was windy, rain. Because I shared a room with my sister, but she would just go to bed and she could sleep through anything, that girl. Anything. She's still like it to this day. But me, I'd have to be up all night reading or panicking or, you know, for a lot of the time, we joke about this in my family now, but for a long time I would just get up when I was going to bed early. This is about when I was about 10, 7, 8, and just walk along the hallway because I didn't want to go to bed. I didn't want to go to bed. I was anxious. Okay, sometimes I used to wake myself up so much I'd make myself sick. It was an awful period, but I did eventually get over it. My mum always said it was because when I'd get older I'd actually find proper stuff to worry about, and then I'd stop worrying about the weather. And she was pretty much right, to be honest. Once I hit school and exams, the weather was the least of my worries. But occasionally I do overthink. I'm a massive overthinker, and I think that's quite common for a lot of people, especially writers, artists, people with huge imaginations, because we just keep going, and my mum as well doesn't turn off her brain. Even when she's asleep, she'll wake up in the middle of the night and won't be able to get back to sleep because her brain will just keep going. And I'm getting a little bit like that. It's a bit worrying. So today I'm just letting you know some top tips from me how not to worry, basically. And if I was going to edit this video, I'd have words and I'd be going tip 1 and tip 2 and tip 3, and I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to talk to you. So the best thing, I think, and the best one I like to remember when I look back to periods of life when I was worrying about the future and worrying how things would turn out and all the rest of it, and then they went the way I wanted them to anyway, the best one I would say is that you need to imagine that someone comes up to you on this day that you're worrying and says, you know what, in 3 weeks' time or in 6 months' time, this isn't going to be an issue. And you're going to be like, why? What does it matter? Because it will have been resolved, or this will have happened, or somebody will have come along and said this, or you've been offered a new job, or you will have found a new house, or you will have been given some money. You know, something will happen. But you don't know that because you're just stuck in your reality of present time now, worrying and thinking about it. But you just have to imagine that your future self has come to you and said, you really don't need to be stressing out about this because in 5 months' time or a week or anything like that, it won't be an issue. And for me, it just reminds me to stay in the present. And I'm not saying this is going to work for everyone. It might not. You might even suffer with anxiety or any of those problems. And I don't claim to be an expert on this topic. Other than that, I'm a fellow worrier and I do a lot of this kind of thing. So I would just say that's one of the best things that I like to remind myself. When I'm overthinking, who knows what it's going to be like in 3 months' time. I've definitely experienced a lot of change in my life. Very, very quick change. I remember my first boyfriend I've had, I was really happy with. And one day he walked me to college and we said goodbye and he kissed me goodbye and everything. And then at the end of the day, he texted me telling me that because he was going on this trip soon, which he never actually went on, by the way, he thinks we should either slow down or stop, as in stop, not be together anymore. And I was like, okay. And then by the end of the day, he'd had to come around, we had to talk, and we'd end up going on a break, which lasted a day, I'll just say, because I don't do breaks. But in a space of a day, I'd said goodbye to him, and by the end of the day, it was all different. Something had happened. You never know what's going to happen, and I'm a big person for believing in people changing. I think it's constant, personally. So that's one thing about not worrying. The second thing is just to remind yourself, if you're stressing too much about the future, just to live in the moment, and just to, even if it's just down to minutes, you know what, you survived 1 minute, you survived the next minute, and just be aware that you've got this whole day, or the whole hours, you've got a whole hour to live, and just really break it down, and then just by the end of the day I think you'll feel better. And then you take the next day and you do each day at a time, and you try not to worry too much about the things in the future. You just do one thing at a time, prioritizing a list of priorities. I love to-do lists personally, but you can always do those. That's a really helpful tip. Talking to people, I mean, my family is a whole family of worriers, but I would say it's a good thing to do, to talk it out. Lists, the telling yourself there's not going to worry about it in 5 months' time, and just generally being grateful for what you've already got. Personally, I think it's also an adult thing, I've come to realise. Although I claim not to be an adult, and I never will be one, I would just say be grateful for what you have. That's always a great thing. You know, if you're worrying about how you're going to pay that bill, be grateful that you've already paid the last bill, or something like that. If you're a law of attraction person, a bit like I am, you'll find that method really helps to stop you worrying, because you'll already have found, you trust that you find a way to get it anyway, to sort it out. You need to, that's a bit confusing, sorry. You might need to look into the law of attraction to understand that, but what I'm saying is you tend not to worry if you're a believer in that, because you just know that a solution will present itself, essentially. So I'm rambling a bit now, and because I do these videos in one take, I don't want to ramble too much, but those are my top tips, really. And I would just say, if you are having worrying issues, leave a comment. Talk to me. I'm like that, you know, and I'll help you any way I can, if I can offer some friendly advice. Playing games really helps. Not only is it a great way to procrastinate, but it helps you switch off. And series, a good way to stop worrying is to watch a long series of like Breaking Bad, or I've been doing something lately. I've been thinking a lot about something and overthinking it and going into it far too much, and then I put on some episodes of American Horror Story, and I actually stopped because it's horror-ish, but it turned my brain off for a bit, and by the end of it I was like, wow, I didn't think about that for 4 hours, you know. So something like that, you just need to turn off your brain. A film or something else to think about, maybe some colouring. Love me some colouring, although I haven't done any in a while. But yeah, so that was just me making a quick video today. I could explain everything else that I'd mentioned in previous videos and kind of explain what's going on, but there's not too much to say, to be honest, other than November the 5th, tomorrow, ta-da, I'm going to be live streaming at 2:30 UK time. That's 6:30 in the morning Arizona time, if you're that interested. I'm going to be playing Resident Evil 2 Revelations Episode 1. I'm not really looking forward to it. I'm not a horror person, as you guys know, but there we are. So I'm going to be playing that for charity, and I've yet to still raise £200. We've just, at the Geek Life, we've just hit our target of 2,000, well no, we were 1,500, we've gone past that, we're now on 2,000 something, which is amazing, which is great, because you guys are just so nice and doing that in donations. But I have a target of £200 that I've still not hit. So if any of you would like to come and watch me tomorrow freak out, I don't ever play horror games, so I have no idea how I'm going to be. I'm probably going to play that on my Xbox, and then maybe something jolly like Lego superheroes or something else that's nice and friendly, just to kind of bring me back to reality. That would be really cool if you guys want to come join us. It's going to be on the Geek Life's Twitch, 2:30 UK time. It's all in aid of Children's Miracle Network Hospitals, which is an American charity. It's done by Extra Life, which is a charity that supports these network hospitals by getting gamers together for a 24-hour marathon, raise loads of money, and I'm very excited because this is my first year ever doing it. So I would love you guys to be there and be like, go free play Frenchie, don't get too scared, and all that kind of stuff. Who knows what's going to happen? I mean, my mum and dad said to me today, can we be in the lounge? And I was like, well, yes, but you can't talk and there's going to be a lot of swearing. So just so you know, let you guys be aware of that. Anyway, that's me. Lots of rambling, I'm sorry. But I hope you don't worry, because it's not worth your time and effort. Think about how much time you put into worrying. It's just not important. It really isn't. And you guys are great. And I'm really glad you're all still here. And good things are coming, I promise. As soon as I get my computer, who knows what else will be going on. I just like making these videos. So there we are. I'm going to take my phone off my windowsill now so I can press the off button. Try not to show you too much of my room. I'm hoping the darkness in the background kind of hides most of it. It's messy, I'm sorry. Have a good rest of the day. Hopefully this will go out before I have to go out, because my upload speed is terrible. Be cool, be kind, and I will see you in the next episode. And don't worry,